Hey guys, it's Tanner, back with some more Doodle Empires, and it's been a little bit since I've made my last video and updated a majority of you guys on what I've been working on for the Steam slash beta release. So I thought for this video we could go around the game, see what changes and additions I've made so far, and talk a little bit about what I still need to add. Before we can fully release I guess not fully release, I guess. It'll be an early access version. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, well, first things first, you'll see a map maker here, but let's save that for last. This is probably one of the bigger changes I've made, but I'd say the second biggest change, if we go to load game, well, small change. I've made the load and saves very colorful. It's a random color now. But one thing I've done is I've reduced save file size. It's still kind of big, but it's not nearly the size. I'd say it's like 50 times smaller, something like that. So I'm happy with it. And I've also made load and saving a bit smoother. Before it would kind of freeze for a few seconds and then load the game. Now if I click on my A game, it won't freeze. Well, it'll freeze for a brief second, but still working out some things. But we'll open up into my personal game that I've messed around with a bit here. A lot of splits over here in Greece, which I like. And we'll get into the game mechanics now. One obvious addition here you're probably noticing is this compass over here. And this is kind of an homage to how when people were just drawing on maps and making their randomized games on like MS Paint or something. You'd spin a wheel on like a wheel of names or something like that. So if you click on the compass, it'll spin, and it doesn't really do anything other than that. It's kind of up to you what you do with whatever direction it gives you. So if I'm wanting to select Bari, I spin the wheel, and I don't know where I want to expand to. The power of the wheel says south, so let's expand south. It's up to you whether you listen to the wheel or not, but just a little quality of life suggestion. There's a lot of small decisions in this game. I thought it'd be nice if I help you with one of them. But yeah, the other big additions into the actual gameplay so far, we're actually going to see in the game settings here. First off, I've redesigned the game settings, made it look a bit nicer. And as you can see, you might notice that we have a few new cards here. Diverge, Origin, Age of Conflict, Age of Unity, and Age of Division. Let's start with the Age of, Diverge Origin. Probably my favorite new card edition so far. Let's crank that up to a 10. And one thing I discovered, I don't think I did this on purpose, but I realized if you click on the names, they'll just go down to 0. Yeah, didn't do that on purpose, I don't think, unless I'm forgetting. But I'm happy accident bug. I think that's kind of nice. So I'm gonna confirm that. So if we go to our origin mode, let's see, where do we show off? Let's do Palmyra here. We have a Palmyra here. Excuse the two Damascusi? I don't know. I didn't have... Also, I feel like this is in the wrong location. I think Damascus is more down here. Forgive me. But if we select Palmyra, draw a card, Origin diverged, select a nation. So we can see we're actually in our origin mode. So where before Palmyra had the Sumeria origin, they now have their own Palmyra origin, um, which I think is really cool. This has a lot of purposes. Purposes in the game. Um, I feel like it fits more closely with real life. If most cultures, I would say probably came from another culture. They don't generally spring out of nowhere, like how our current origins slash cultures do without the Diverge origin card. So I feel like this will add a little bit of a new, some extra flavor into the game, I guess, or a new direction to go in to make things interesting. But we also have our different ages, and actually, I think in the save I might be in an age, so it might not work if I just draw the card. So let me just explain that. So the Age of Conflict is going to make our large expands, medium and small expands more likely to occur within the duration of the age. The same in the Age of Unity will be for Union cards, and in the Age of Division, split cards will be more common. And if we come over here to the very right side here, we have our settings for the age. Age intensity is going to be how powerful, how much more likely you'll be able to get that card. So by default, I have it at 10. So if we're in the Age of Conflict, large expands, medium expands, small expands will be at a 10. But I also have it going up to 20 if you want it to really be crazy. I feel like I wasn't totally sure how much more it should be. I feel like 10 is not enough for like a super intense age, depending, because you might be the type of person to have all your cards up at 10. So therefore, if we get an Age of Conflict and it just goes up to 10, that might not be so crazy for you. So I have allowed it to go up to 20. We also have age length. This is going to be how many turns the age lasts. And I got that going from 0 turns to 100. So you can have 100 turns of division and splits, which I'm sure sounds like a nightmare to some of you. But yeah, I ought to do a save with Age of Division, doing 100 turns with 20 intensity, and send a screenshot of what that looks like in the Discord. But yeah, so let's go ahead. That's it for the major mechanic changes so far, and I have some more on the way, and we'll talk about that. But let's go ahead. I want to get into, if I go to, let's talk about the map maker. Finally. Oh, also, I don't think I mentioned this. You're probably noticing some music. I have gotten some music packs that I added into the game. Added their names in the credits, all that. Hopefully, let me know what you guys think of the music that's playing, I guess, right now. I think there's about like 30 different songs that I have in the loop here. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure what kind of music I should put into the game. I knew it should have been sort of medieval, and I think I've done that here with what I've chosen. So let me know what you guys think of the little snippets that you hear. But let's go ahead into the map maker. And the map maker is kind of bare bones, visually speaking, so far. I do need to work on it, add the UI stuff here. We have our save just sort of floating midair here. We'll probably put that in a better spot eventually. But yeah, we can draw on our map. We can also change the size of our brush, make that a bit bigger. And we can, if we scroll out, we'll see this is sort of a confined area on our page. And yeah, we can do all the different, here, let me make that smaller, different terrains. Oh, that's not where I thought that eye was gonna go. See, this is why I need to add the cursor. Now it's like a little clown. Here, can I make sort of clown hair. Yes, I got that going. So if we go back, if we go to new game, we go custom, we can go to our clown save, confirm, and we have our clown map. So if I do, let's do red, make his hair red. Or I guess it looks a little bit more pink on the gray hills. But here, I also have a better custom map I've made. Is it happy? Should be. And you might recognize this as our Happy Doodle emo on Discord, and I think I have it on the YouTube as well. But yeah, the map making is still a work in progress. I still have to get it linked up with the Steam workshop. But as far as getting a save file that you can save and load, works completely so far. So, let's see. Some other additions some things I do still need to work on. Is the loading a little bit more. It's a lot better. It's a lot smoother. But like if I move my mouse around here, it does still freeze for a second, and that's on my computer, which is pretty decent. I want to make sure people with maybe not as good computers aren't still freezing for a good few seconds there. So that's something I still need to work on. I also need to add the music to the other scenes. Add some other audio things, like you may want to click on the different nations. Maybe it makes a little, I don't know, paper ruffling, rustling noise. I'm still thinking about that, but some small audio things as well. I also want to I have a list here that I've been slowly marking off. Let's see. I want to add a lock mode. So I got this suggestion a while ago, to be able to lock onto one nation, so you don't have to like keep selecting it every turn if you want to just keep going with that one nation. That's one goal I have. I want to add markers finally. I added castles as a sort of I guess what would you call it? Like a little test, a toe in the water for markers. So my plan is to expand that, make some more symbols that you can add onto the map. Like if you want to make like a religious site somewhere, or you want to mark the location of a great battle or something like that. That's going to be the plan. I also want to add a couple more traits. I think I want to add a coastal trait. That was also suggested to me a while back. So we'll have like sort of, I think that'll go very well with the North Sea map, especially. Have some coastal Viking raids. And let's see. I also want to add some more. I need to add some settings as well. Now that I have the music, I need some volume settings. People have asked for resolution settings, or the ability to play in windowed mode. That's something I also need to work on. I also want to add an FPS settings, because I found out recently when working on the loading smoothness times, when you build a game in Unity, the default max FPS is 60. Obviously Doodle Empires is not that FPS crazy most of the time, so it can get up there, at least on my computer it could get like in the 600s. So I'm gonna make it so that you can increase it, especially since the load times will be a bit slower on that only 60 FPS. So I'll give an option for you guys to increase or decrease that. And then finally, the big thing is I need to get working on the new maps that I'm going to be adding. There's going to be 3 new default maps in addition to the ones here. I'm going to be adding an Earth map, we're going to be adding a full Europe map, and this one my Discord supporters actually voted on. We're also going to be adding an Oceania map. Yeah, those will be the 3 maps that I'll have at the start of the Steam release / beta release. And then I'll keep making maps going forward, but those are going to be the 3 that I want at the start, as well as the maps we already have here, as well as the maps you guys create with the new custom map feature. But yeah, I think that's mostly what I've got down here. We're a good ways into this. But there's still a few things I need to do. Those maps especially are going to take a little bit. But I'll try to work on them very quickly once I do get to them. Those will probably be the last things I do before I release the game on Steam. But yeah, so that'll be it for this video, guys. So let me know what you guys think of the additions I've made so far. Let me know what you guys think of the additions I'm planning on making. If you have suggestions, I would say, or if you have suggestions for new things to add, I'd say I'd probably get to it after Steam release. I already have a good bit to work on already, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting too much longer. It's probably going to be another handful of weeks, honestly, which, you know, nobody likes to wait, but sometimes we gotta. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you guys so much for supporting me. Yeah, I wouldn't be here without all you guys, so anyway, yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, bye bye.